Looks like we have another maxed out conference call this evening. There's a lot of people online tonight, and so I'd like to extend a welcome to everybody across North America and around the world. And as always, a special and warm welcome to all of our guests listening to this call for the first time. This is a call that we call Millionaires in Training, the MIT call. It is a leadership call that we do here at Zija International to help develop our leadership core, the driving force behind the success of our organization. And so if you're a guest online tonight, a special welcome to you. On this call, we generally discuss the habits and philosophies, the disciplines, and the skill sets that are required to reach higher levels of prosperity. Obviously, all of our success is built on a solid foundation, and that being the Zija International products, our world-class products. We don't discuss the products on this particular call, but if you do have questions, if you're new online tonight, be sure to join us on Wednesday, where we do a specific call all about the products with the formulator of our products, Mr. Russ Bianchi. And I'm sure the person who invited you this evening will guide you to the appropriate information if you do have any questions. But in general, we focus in on things that we need to know if we're going to develop a prosperous business. And I'm not talking about a little bit of part-time supplemental income, an extra 500 or an extra 1,000 or 2,000 per month. I'm talking about those who want to go all the way, those who are looking for a business that's going to pay a six-figure income in residual income in commissions. And for some now in Zija International, a six-figure monthly income, or, if you will, a seven-figure annual income, all of which are possible, and everything in between. And, of course, all of that depends on a number of things, but in the end, when it all boils down, leadership is required. We are required to lead if we're going to have a large organization. Obviously, if we have thousands or tens of thousands of people that are on our team, that are part of our group, part of our customer base, part of the group that's consuming the Zija products, that's promoting the Zija products, then obviously we have evolved and moved into leadership. And there are many different areas that define a good leader or a great leader. And tonight I wanted to focus in on, I guess, what ultimately is going to be the path to our success, and that is our vision, our personal vision. Not where we are, not who we are today or where we are today, but where we see ourselves tomorrow. What we can create, what we can manifest by putting one foot in front of the other and following a few simple principles and a few simple disciplines consistently each and every day, such that they compound. And over the course of months, over the course of a year, over the course of a couple of years, we soon find ourselves successful. We find ourselves in a place that at one time was only a dream, was only a vision. And I can speak on this particular topic from personal experience. I'm 50 years old now. By the way, for those of you that are new on the call tonight, my name is David Moses. I'm an independent distributor here with Zija International, speaking to you from my home office here in Toronto, Canada. And I started this business, this industry of person-to-person marketing, back in December of 1989. It'll be 24 years this December. And I remember going to my first presentation where I was shown the opportunity, I was shown the company, I was shown the products. Now, of course, 23 years ago, it wasn't Zija. Zija came into my life in October of 2007. But it really didn't matter about the company. What mattered was the concept the idea of time freedom, of residual income, of leverage, of working from home, of having, not having to answer to anybody, not having a job or not being paid, on an hourly basis for work performed. But the idea of residual income was extremely appealing, and I don't need, it's not a question we need ask anybody to say, would you like to have residual income? Would you like a business that gives you the ultimate in time freedom? Would you like to have, the best in life and be debt free? The obvious answer to that, if we were to ask anybody, virtually anybody, the answer is yes. Everybody wants that. And that's the common denominator. In fact, the foundation from which I build my business. I intrinsically know that everybody that I will ever speak to about this business would want all the things this business has to offer. And so the question becomes, what do I need to do in presenting this to another person such that they will say yes? Not only do I want it, but I can see myself doing this, right? I can see myself doing this, and then a person gets involved and starts learning the process, learning the system, learning the language, and then becomes successful at our business. That's the key. And where does it all start? Now, if I look back on my own career, for me, it started with, obviously a desire, the same desire that most everybody has, wanting to have more in life, wanting to do more than I was doing at the time. I was a laborer at the time. And what is that? In the end, that's nothing more than a personal vision, right? A personal vision is a picture that we see in our mind's eye, right? It's an image. It's a destiny, right? Like, imagining, closing our eyes and imagining a gorgeous beach with blue sky and the sun beating down and nice weather, lying in a beach chair, just taking it all in the middle of the winter back home. And in January here in Toronto, closing my eyes, imagining myself down in the Caribbean on a beach is a vision, right? It's having that picture. Well, people in our business, and in fact in any business, that go on to create a successful enterprise or a successful empire in some cases, did so because they had a vision. They did not create the success and then have the picture to go with it. They had the picture long before the success manifested. Okay, so the picture in our mind, the vision in our mind, comes before the success. The success is only a manifestation of that which we think about, that which we focus on, that which we dwell on consistently. And so, yes, there are some other components that go with that. There are some other requirements, such as taking some action steps, moving forward, putting one foot in front of the other foot, in the process of manifesting that vision. Now, here's the difference. The difference is that I think most people, at various points in their lives, certainly in mine, I can speak from my perspective, have a vision. We have what we refer to as dreams and goals and aspirations, things that we want to create, things that we want to achieve. Certainly, when people are young, before they grow up and find out what limitations we do have, people want to be everything. At some point, I had a list of 20 or 30 things I was going to be at one time in life, just like anybody else and every other young person. And then you find out you can't be everything, but you can choose to be anything that you want to be. You can one thing and then go and do it, but you can't do everything. And I think for me, I had not only the vision when I first went to my first presentation that there are people here that are highly successful. Here's someone that's earning $7,000 a month, $8,000 a month, $15,000 a month. That one, there's the number one or number two earner in the company, $50,000, $60,000 a month. That was back in early 1990, 1989 when I went to my first presentation. And my only thought was, well, if they can do it, I can do it. If they can do it, or if they can learn, if they've learned, I can learn too. And so it was only a matter of what do I need to learn, what do I need to develop in order to create that success. And so in the beginning, it all starts with vision. And in the end, it manifests itself with action. And when we actually start to realize some of that success, whatever that might be at whatever level, we start to look back, and it's almost hard to see the point or the tipping point of where we actually started to get good and all of a sudden become successful. And again, as I mentioned at the beginning of the call, I'm not talking about earning a part-time income. To make an extra $500 a month or an extra $1,000, $1,500, $2,000 a month here at CJA International, there's no leadership required. Not really. You can do that by sharing the products and building a little bit of a customer base and a few loyal consumers who love the product and the results they've got. And with a few of those and one or two people that are active in your business, there will be cash flow in your business, and that cash flow will grow. I'm talking about high-level success. I'm talking about not only the success that we create for ourselves, but the environment we create for others to become successful, right? The more people that we are able to help in the pursuit of success and happiness, whatever that may be for the person, the greater our own success will be. That, ladies and gentlemen, will come from not only a clear vision, a big vision, but it'll also come from taking the action steps to manifest that vision. Now, I often use the example of building a custom home because I think it's something that everybody can relate to, whether we've had one or not, or we have the dream of having one. We all generally know the process. And what is what is that in the material world when a person achieves a goal of a home or a place where they want to live and so forth? It's really nothing more than a vision manifested. And so let's look at the process. Everything starts with thought energy. Thought energy really is intangible. It's not something we can actually see, feel, or touch, but it is there, right? We think a thought, and that thought can create an image. And so if the image is that I want to live in Toronto, I want to live in a particular neighborhood, a particular area, I want a home on a lot that has a certain aspects in terms of the view backing onto a ravine or a golf course or what have you on a residential street that's got mature trees and so forth. The house is going to be X number of square feet. It's going to have so many bedrooms. It's going to be contemporary. It's going to be traditional, whatever that's going to be. What kind of finishes in the home and so forth. All of that starts off with nothing more than a thought or a whole bunch of thoughts which are really just a vision, a picture in our mind's eye. And what do we do with that? We then go and get around the people that have the expertise to help bring that vision into reality. And that starts off with going to an architect. Generally, we go to an architect. The architect then takes our vision, our personal vision, our dreams, our goals, and puts them on paper in detailed format. Every single detail of what it is that we see, of what it is that we want, is put on a set of plans. And then we have to take those plans that have been detailed by the architect, and we have to get what? A contractor, a skilled contractor, a person that can take those plans and start the process of building that vision, building that home. And that, of course, requires bringing in all the different skill sets, all the different trades that are required in the right sequence so that each of those trades can do their part. And then ultimately, the foundation is laid, the frame goes up, the house goes up, and then, of course, we bring in the others to do the window dressing and put in, all the other components so that we have a finished product. And here we have a vision manifested, all of which started with a simple thought. And so what I've discovered, and I think what most people on this line, there are a number of leaders who are on this call this evening, I heard them during the pre-call, they know, they've not only discovered this, they live by this, is they know that if they have a clear vision, they have a clear focus, they know what they want, they understand that there's a process that they can execute each day, each week, each moment, each day, each week, each month, to ultimately manifest that goal, that vision. And all of a sudden, there's their income. When it comes to success financially, when it comes to success in this business or any other business, the process is exactly the same as the process that we would follow in building a home. It's the same process that we would follow in achieving a goal to run a marathon. It's the same process that we would do to achieve a goal to become a member of something or to reach a certain level of success in a particular sport or to master a particular hobby or an art or something that we do. The process, ladies and gentlemen, is exactly the same. The process is the same as for those of us that are married, what we went through in the planning of that event, from all aspects of where it was going to be and how it was going to be executed and who was going to be invited, what the invitations looked like. Creating success in ZJ International, creating success in network distribution is exactly the same process. Now, the great news about that, the great news about the fact that there's a process, there's actually a process, is that everybody can follow the same process. Everybody can learn and master that process and then, yes, ultimately manifest success in their own lives. And so, given that we've got a simple process, the process, of course, being developing ourselves, and this is where personal development comes in, okay, developing ourselves, developing a prosperity mindset, developing our attitudes, developing the way in which we see things, developing our leadership skills, and so forth. That process of development is what helps manifest the vision over time. Okay? We get better. Our skills get better. We get more refined. We become more capable. We become more competent in what it is that we do, because over time we are refining all aspects of our being. Okay? Now, how does that work? It actually works. What's great about our business is it actually works and happens in the process of doing the do things to become successful. Everything that we do to become successful in our business, which is what? Talking to people, exposing new people, sharing the product, sharing the business, inviting people to a conference call like this, inviting people to a live event like we're having here in Toronto this coming Friday night and Saturday. We're having a Gold Rush regional here. We have a reception at my house for Golds and Above on Friday night, and then we have the regional on Saturday. Everything that we do in the process of doing this business ultimately not only is slowly but surely manifesting our vision, and sometimes we don't see it actually happening as it's happening, but as we are doing the do things, we're getting better, we're getting a little more refined, we're getting a little bit more, we're getting a little sharper, we're becoming more effective, we're getting a higher ratio of success, we are introducing higher quality people. People that we're introducing are taking action. They're starting to duplicate. They are effectively introducing others. And we don't notice, but over time, we're just getting really good. And then all of a sudden, we look back 6 months, if you're fast, a year, if you're still fast, 2 years, and you're still pretty fast, 3 years if you're doing it on a casual basis, 4 or 5 years if you're on the slow track, 6 years, and we look back at some point within a 6 month to 5 year period, and there's a big spread there as you can see, and we go, wow, where did all of this happen and when did it happen? And you can't really identify a specific day or a specific moment. Maybe there was a call, maybe there was an event that inspired you and moved you into that mode, and once you were moved into that mode, nothing could move you out, and then ultimately success was only a matter of time. If there's anything that I can say on this call, given that we've got a lot of people who are leaders and a lot of people who are aspiring to higher levels of leadership who join us on Millionaires in Training each and every Monday, I can say this to you. From 23 years in the industry, from being an owner, from being corporate, from being a distributor for 14 of those years, and having seen so many people become successful. And I don't pay a lot of attention to those that come and go, because people always come and go in everything, in everything and in anything. There's always a group that will come and go. They're sort of passing through. They stop, take a look for a while, hang out for a while, and then move on to something else. That group never changes, so I don't get stuck on that group. I focus on the group that want it, the ones that are going to go all the way. And of course, everybody's important, even the part-timers, absolutely important. But the ones that are going to go all the way, they're just going to do what's required. And what I've seen over, these two decades going on to our third decade here is that there is no specific profile. If you were looking for the profile of the person who's going to be successful, I can tell you there isn't one. There are people with little or no education that had nothing going for them, no credibility, I mean nothing, that got started but had a heart of a lion that ended up going out becoming successful. We have those right here at ZJ International. We have some big stories of success, of people that most people wouldn't have prospected one time, let alone ever follow up with. Then we have people who are business people who they don't need to be doing this. They're not doing it because they need the money, right? They're not here because they need a business and more cash flow. They're doing it for other reasons. And yes, of course, they want to have a successful business, but that's not the primary motivator. We have people with networking skills. We have people with no skills, never been involved in the industry before. We have older people that are successful. We have younger people that are highly successful. We have men, we have women. We have people from all different walks of life, all different languages, all different professions, all different trades, and there's no cross-section. But if there was one thing that is common in all people that have success, that is that every one of them has a vision. That's for sure. There's no way that we can go anywhere, arrive anywhere, achieve anything, unless we have a vision. Right? Somebody said vision is the art of seeing the unseen. Right? It's to be able to see something that has not yet manifested itself. It's not in reality yet. It's just a picture. It's a vision. The Bible says, right, without vision the people perish. We have to have something to strive for, something to go for, something to reach towards. And so every person that becomes successful, no matter what their background is, you will note they have a vision. They have that picture. And all they do that separates them from everybody else is they have the willingness, the desire, and the faith to take one step forward and put one step in front of the other, regardless of the outcome. Regardless of the outcome. In other words, if the outcome is not what they thought it was going to be or what they wanted it to be, it does not affect their ability to put one foot in front of the other the next day, the next hour, the next week. And over time, sometimes quickly, sometimes slowly, but certainly over time, anybody who is moving forward, one foot in front of the other, will ultimately manifest their personal vision. They will ultimately achieve success. They will ultimately realize their dreams, goals, and aspirations. Here at ZJ International, our goal, everything that we do here, is to assist people to create success. As leaders, that's what leaders do, is we help others that are a part of our business grow and develop. By doing so, we create a successful business. And so, if I could leave everybody with one thing on this call tonight, it's this. Know this. You have the capacity, you have the ingredients, you have everything you require to go all the way to the top, to have a successful business, to have security, to give to your kids, to our kids, more than we had. We have that ability to help others. It's all in place. We have everything. All we need is a vehicle. The vehicle is ZJ International. In that vehicle, all we need is a system. We need a path. We need a process. We have that process. We have that system. We will teach you that system. We will show you that system, and you will then be able to show others. And in doing so, grow a business to as big as you can envision yourself. There's a lot going on in this company. ZJ is on the move. It is a vision manifesting itself, and certainly those of us that have been here a few years have seen that. We've seen that manifestation. It's an amazing thing to be a part of. It's only the beginning. We're just getting started. If you're new on the line tonight, we welcome you to the team. You'll get all the training, leadership, coaching, mentoring that you require to build as big a business as you choose. And the person who invited you to this call will certainly guide you in that process. And so, again, welcome to ZJ International. Welcome to Millionaires in Training. There will be a business presentation call tomorrow night, followed by our product call on Wednesday evening on the same number at the same time. And so we look forward to seeing you all there. Thanks for joining us, ladies and gentlemen. The lines are open.
Thank you.